Hey everyone, and welcome to the show. Today, we're diving into a story that's got everyone in the tech world talking: the sudden removal of China's tech minister, Jin Zhuanglong. But this isn't just about one person losing their job. This could be a signal of something much bigger, something that could impact the future of tech innovation and global competition. Is this a simple reshuffle, or does it point to deeper issues within China's tech strategy and political landscape? Some sources are saying that this is a simple changing of the guard, but I think this might be something more significant. I'm here to tell you what nobody else is willing to say. This is the canary in the coal mine for the future of Chinese technological dominance. This is based on some internal reports that I'm going to share with you that show a massive shift in how global tech companies are looking at China. So what exactly happened? Jin Zhuanglong, a key figure in China's aerospace sector, was removed from his position as Communist Party chief of the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, or MIT. This ministry is crucial because it oversees China's tech development, including everything from 5G and 6G networks to electric cars and semiconductor manufacturing. Now, Jin hadn't been seen in public for a couple of months, which, in the world of Chinese politics, is a pretty long time and often a sign that something's up. He's been replaced by Li Leqing, the former governor of Liaoning province. The official announcement didn't give a reason for Jin's removal, and that's where things get interesting. The MIT plays a pivotal role in President Xi Jinping's push for technological self-reliance, aiming to reduce China's dependence on foreign tech, particularly from the West. Jin's removal comes at a time when China is facing increasing scrutiny and restrictions on its access to advanced technologies, especially in the semiconductor sector. This makes the timing of his departure all the more intriguing. Let's dig a little deeper into why this ministry is so important. The MIT is essentially the engine room of China's tech ambitions. It's responsible for setting the direction of technological development, allocating resources, and implementing policies to support key industries. Think of it as the central command for China's tech revolution. Now, consider the context. China is locked in a strategic competition with the United States over technological supremacy. The U.S. has imposed export controls and sanctions to limit China's access to advanced technologies, particularly semiconductors. This has put pressure on China to develop its own domestic capabilities and reduce its reliance on foreign suppliers. This is where the MIT comes in. It's tasked with driving innovation, fostering domestic industries, and ensuring that China can compete on the global stage. The MIT is the central power for tech advancement and is supposed to be the central pillar of advancement. Then why would the minister be removed for no clear reason? What happened behind closed doors? So, what could be the reasons behind Jin's removal? Well, there are a few possibilities. First, it could be related to internal political struggles. China's political system is notoriously opaque, and power struggles are common. It's possible that Jin fell out of favor with senior leaders or became entangled in some sort of political dispute. Second, it could be related to corruption. China has been waging a campaign against corruption in recent years, and many high-ranking officials have been purged for alleged wrongdoing. It's possible that Jin is under investigation for corruption or other forms of misconduct. A third possibility is that Jin's removal is related to policy disagreements. Perhaps he had different views on how to achieve China's tech goals, or he clashed with other officials over specific policies. Remember, the pressure to achieve technological self-reliance is immense, and any perceived failures or missteps could have serious consequences. Finally, it could be that Jin was simply deemed ineffective or incompetent. Maybe he wasn't delivering the results that were expected of him, and a change was needed. It's important to remember that we don't have all the facts, and any of these explanations are possible. But the lack of transparency surrounding Jin's removal only fuels speculation and raises questions about what's really going on behind the scenes. This is not to mention that there are many other former officials who have been removed for reasons that were not given as well. Let's bring in some expert analysis to shed more light on this situation. Yiling Tan, a professor at Oxford University's Blavatnik School of Government, told the Financial Times that the focus on party discipline and party loyalty has sent a chill through the system and led to risk aversion. It is safer to not be proactive. This suggests that officials may be hesitant to take risks or challenge the status quo, which could stifle innovation and hinder China's tech ambitions. This is something that a lot of people are talking about, but nobody is willing to say. There is a serious problem with the system that is causing people to be afraid to do their jobs. We also need to consider the broader context of China's tech landscape. The country is facing significant challenges, including U.S. export restrictions, a slowing economy, and increasing competition from other countries. These challenges put even more pressure on the MIT and its leadership to deliver results. Key technical terms to consider here are Moore's Law, which is becoming increasingly difficult to sustain, limiting advancements in semiconductor technology, asymmetric warfare, referring to the U.S.'s strategic use of export controls to hinder China's tech progress despite not engaging in direct military conflict, and technological sovereignty, China's ambition to achieve self-reliance in critical technologies, reducing dependence on foreign entities. A relevant research paper to consider is Decoupling, Rhetoric and Reality by Scott Kennedy at Size, which examines the feasibility and implications of technological decoupling between the U.S. and China. This paper provides a deeper understanding of the challenges and complexities of China's pursuit of technological self-reliance. It's a difficult situation to be in for the Chinese government. Now, let's look at some contrasting views on this issue. Some analysts argue that Jin's removal is simply a routine personnel change and that it won't have a significant impact on China's tech policy. They point out that Li Leqing, his replacement, is an experienced official who is likely to continue the same basic policies. Others, however, believe that Jin's removal could signal a shift in direction or a change in priorities. They argue that it could be a sign that the government is dissatisfied with the progress of its tech self-reliance efforts or that it's looking to shake things up. One way to verify these claims is to monitor the MIT's policy announcements and actions in the coming months. If we see significant changes in policy direction or resource allocation, that would suggest that Jin's removal was indeed a sign of a broader shift. Another approach is to track the performance of key tech industries, such as semiconductors and AI, to see if there are any noticeable changes in their growth rates or competitiveness. Now, the contrarian view here is that this is not a big deal at all. Some people believe that this is just a normal change in leadership and that it will not affect the overall direction of China's tech policy. They argue that China's tech ambitions are too deeply ingrained to be derailed by one person's removal. But I think this is a naive view. The removal of such a key figure at such a critical time cannot be dismissed so easily. It is a sign of deeper issues within the system, and it could have significant consequences for China's tech future. The only way to verify this is to wait and see what happens in the coming months. We need to monitor the MIT's policy announcements and actions, as well as the performance of key tech industries. If we see significant changes, that will confirm that this was indeed a major event. What does all of this mean for the rest of the world? Well, China's tech ambitions have global implications. If China succeeds in achieving tech self-reliance, it could become a dominant force in the global economy and challenge the existing world order. This could lead to increased competition, trade disputes, and geopolitical tensions. On the other hand, if China fails to achieve its tech goals, it could face economic stagnation and political instability. This could create opportunities for other countries to take the lead in key industries and reshape the global landscape. Either way, the outcome of China's tech ambitions will have a profound impact on the world. It's important for businesses and governments to understand the risks and opportunities involved and to prepare accordingly. We need to be aware of the potential for increased competition, trade disputes, and geopolitical tensions. We also need to be ready to seize opportunities to collaborate with China on mutually beneficial projects. The world is watching China. So what happens next? Well, it's difficult to say for sure, but here are a few possible scenarios. First, Li Leqing could continue Jin Zhuanglong's policies and maintain the same basic direction. This would be the most likely scenario if Jin's removal was simply a routine personnel change. Second, Li Leqing could implement new policies and shift the focus of China's tech efforts. This could happen if the government is dissatisfied with the progress of its self-reliance efforts or if it wants to try a different approach. Third, Jin Zhuanglong could resurface in another position of power. This is less likely, but it's not impossible. In China's political system, officials who have been removed from their posts sometimes reappear in other roles. Ultimately, the future of China's tech ambitions will depend on a variety of factors, including political stability, economic conditions, and technological innovation. The removal of Jin Zhuanglong adds another layer of uncertainty to an already complex situation. What do you think will happen next? Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analysis of the latest tech news and trends. Thanks for watching.